We are in the countryside of Pushkar, just outside of the famous town of Pushkar, and we just finished an amazing tour with a wonderful bunch of people all through North India, through Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. So Guyang and I are resting here. This is actually the first time we've been to Pushkar, and so we're getting around, having a look at the sights and sounds. And so far it's okay. We're a little bit undecided on the town because unexpectedly it's like a small Goa. There's a lot of DJ techno parties going on, and that is not our scene. But it is an extremely famous town, particularly for Hindus. Why is it famous, love?
Yeah, so there is a Brahma temple, considered to be only one Brahma temple in the entire world, so which is in Pushkar. And there's also the famous Pushkar Lake, which is known as sacred lake for Hindus, known as Tirtha Guru. So yeah, it's beautiful. The landscape is beautiful. It's very dry and deserty. But the mountain range is all around the Pushkar and surrounded by lake is really beautiful.
And like I said, guys, we are completely undecided on this place at the minute because we've been around the last couple of days and we've seen some Brahmins behaving badly, threatening locals and foreigners and whatnot. So if you're an Indian or a Hindu out there, be careful of that. Even if you're a foreigner, keep an eye out for those trying to scam you of money and obviously trying to treat anyone badly. It brings a certain negative energy to a sacred place like here. But like I said, we're completely undecided. We're still getting around. Have a look around and we'll show you guys around today, because there's a certain type of foreigner that comes to places like here when they're into DJing techno music, and it's not a spiritual place per se for them. But for a guy and I, we go to these spiritual centers all throughout India, so we're hoping that we can find the real essence of Pushkar today. But before we hit the road, I want to show you one of the worst motorbikes of all time that we're getting around in on. Now, it is this monstrosity. I don't know what to say about this one. It's called a Wego, but they're missing the last word, which stands for We Go Nowhere. Because it is a real piece of work. I mean, have a look at it. And so we're paying 300 rupee a day for this beast. Now, as you see here, well, speedo and
None of this is working actually. We have no idea how fast we're going. We have no idea how much we have fuel left. We just go with the flow. Whatever.
Yeah, go with the flow.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, when we stop, this thing is always stalling. So I'm always like trying to restart it with a truck or a big Indian bus right up my backside, and so it's real terrible to ride. And this is terrible to ride actually in a place like Pushkar, because the traffic can get pretty crazy in some parts of Pushkar, especially when you're riding a bike, which is not that safe. And on this bike, it actually, if you guys remember the snake boards where the front wheel will go one way and the back wheel will go the other way, that's basically what's going on with this bike. So when I'm riding, I feel like I'm riding a motorized snake board, which is completely dangerous. Now guys, as you know, in some parts of India, they do not wear helmets, and Pushkar is one of those places. So if you want to comment on us not wearing a helmet, save it, because there are no helmets in town. And so it's just one of those places. But luckily that this bike is such a piece of crap that it can only go about 40 kilometers an hour. So you could basically run quicker than this. If you jump on the back of Usain Bolt, you'll get somewhere quicker than riding this bike. So look, renting bikes in these sorts of towns is problematic. So guys, we'll hit the road. We'll show you a little bit of the sights and sounds, but first of all, we'll go to one of the most picturesque places in Pushkar first. We just got our tickets for the cable car up to Gia Tree Temple, and it is 330 for 2 tickets. So 165 rupee up and down for one person. What's that in dollars? That's not a bad deal, is it?
Oh, it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's like $2.50, something like that. But yeah, cheap to go up, that's for sure. Let's go up and have a look. Come to a standstill. Oh, okay. If you guys are afraid of heights, then you won't want to get the cable car up here, because it'll stop a couple of times and to get the view, and you're in a pretty precarious position. But it's a pretty strong cable car, and the cable is strong, a lot stronger than what you'd find in Rajgir and Bihar, that's for sure. But if you're afraid of heights, you're not going to want to take that, that's for sure. You'll want to walk the stairs. But anyway, we're up here at the moment and we'll have a look around, see what we can find up here. It seems as though the Gia Tree Temple is closed at the moment, so we're in a bit of a situation. The views up here are amazing. Look at this valley, which we come right through. There's actually accommodation, tent accommodation right there. Must be worth a fortune, but you come right through the valley. You see some agriculture going on down here, and you can kind of see the edge of the Pushkar Lake right there. What amazing scenes, amazing scenery. I know we're in the desert, but in some sense it reminds me of up in the Mustang, some areas in Nepal. It's a lot drier here, that's for sure. More desert landscapes. Obviously the vegetation is a lot different than the Himalayas, but amazing. Look at this. Goes all the way into Pushkar. Just coming up for the view is worth it. We're not sure what's going on with the temple, but we're going to wait and see. There seems like there's a time limit on when you can enter the temple, so. And I'm pretty sure we won't be able to film in there, but we will see. And this is the other side of the mountain that we're on. And this is the valley. And as you can hear in the background, annoying techno music, which ruins the whole ambience of Pushkar. I'm not sure what that's all about, and a lot of locals have said over the years that foreigners have ruined kind of the spiritual essence of Pushkar. I don't know much about it because I haven't spent a lot of time here. I can't comment on that, but all I can hear is that annoying beat in the background which is definitely out of place in a intense spiritual place like Pushkar. So kind of an interesting mix of DJ techno music and a place that's supposed to be very spiritual for Hindus because it is one of the only Brahma temples in the world. So I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm not sure if it is foreign influence or if it's something that Indians have created over time with the the techno music and whatnot. At the moment we are walking to the backside of the mountain and we are walking through the unofficial toilet. So I've seen a few landmines on the way. I obviously won't film those for you guys, though I'm sure there's some of you that are interested in seeing that probably. You never know, there's some sickos out there. But let's have a look around, see what we can find over here. No, just every vantage point you get is unbelievable. Guys, we are in the Gia Tree Temple at the minute, and the views up here, impeccable. Like, it's the best view of Pushkar. You can see Pushkar Lake easily, and yeah, amazing vibes up here. We can't actually film in the temple, obviously, which is a good thing, and so we're just on the outside here, as you can see behind us. There's a temple there. You actually circumambulate, and there's a shrine to Sri Sarada, Sri Ramakrishna's wife, and obviously Savitri here as well. And so guys, this GoPro is running out of battery, so we better quickly get down. We've seen everything up here that there is to see, so we'll see you guys down in the town before this battery runs out. We are now on the other side of town. We climbed Savitri, but it ran out of battery. Now we've got a fresh one, and we're climbing up Gia Tree, Brahma's other lady friend. So
second consort.
Second consort. So guys, when you're in a town like Pushkar, word of warning, Google Maps don't matter here. So you've got to revert back to your natural instincts instead of trusting a silly machine. So, you know, you need to embrace that when you're here, because the maps with the streets and that, it doesn't work like a lot of places in India. So just a word of warning when you're trying to find how to get up to places like here.
Just ask around the locals the best way.
Exactly.
They know the way, so they'll let you know where to go, how to get there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So guys, we have made it up to Gia Tree Temple, and this temple is actually a lot more peaceful than Savitri. And so if you see just over here, that's where we just were. That's obviously a higher mountain than where we are, but this is less touristy, and so really good for meditation. And it's really quiet up here. There's only like one caretaker up here, and then that's basically it. So we're going to go in for a little samadhi time, and we'll show you guys a little bit more of Pushkar.
Charlie boy.
Guys, we've seen some terrible cricket fields in the past throughout India, wherever in the world. I think Pushkar takes the cake. I mean, it is unbelievable around here.
Next level.
Next level. There isn't like 1 inch of grass in the whole joint. Now have a look at this pitch. I mean, wow. It's going to be a fast pitch, that's for sure. It's just concrete. And look where you put the wickets here. A little bit of sand. Yeah, I don't know. It's a ripper. I mean, if you're a spin bowler, this could go anywhere. As you see up here, the wicket situation. Wow. You would have to bowl a Yorker to hit those wickets. I mean,
It's pretty hard to
hit. I mean,
heavier than bowls. So.
no. I even think Pat Cummins would have a bit of trouble with that one.
Oh.
Jesus. Anyway, this is the stadium. Pushkar Stadium. I mean, most beautiful backdrop you've ever seen, but I mean, it's rough going if you're in the field, that's for sure. And this sand sink. I rode the bike in and we almost fell into the earth. So yeah, it's definitely not the best pitch. I mean, we've seen some pretty terrible ones. I mean, in Tiruvannamalai there's some pretty hectic cricket pitches there, but this takes the cake. I mean, this is unbelievable. Anyway, this is what you get in Pushkar. You wouldn't want to trip over on the pitch. You're going to scrape your knees all over the joint. So anyway, if you want to come down for a game, we'll meet you down here. One of the main attractions in Pushkar are the side streets around the lake. Almost goes all the way around, doesn't it, love?
Yes, all the way around.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of knickknacks and chai shops and thongs and sandals and saris and paintings.
If anyone wants some clothes and bags and shoes, come to Pushkar.
Yeah.
You can find everything and it's extremely cheap.
Yeah. Actually, it's more than a lot of towns, isn't it? There's just a lot more here. It's kind of Rajasthani style.
Yes.
And the streets are usually packed, but we're here on a Tuesday, so it's not that busy. And you're probably thinking it's not that busy, it looks like a madhouse, and it's like, well, you haven't seen Saturday or Sunday. So, and we're not far actually from the Brahma Temple, so in and around the Brahma Temple and Brahmagat there is a fair bit of foot traffic, particularly Indians, and this is actually our favorite part of town. Well, this and Sunset Point, because here particularly because there's not that many foreigners, you see more of the Indian vibe around here. And Sunset Point, well, it's just beautiful. We'll show you that in a second. Guys, behind us is a Vishnu Temple, and actually there's a lot of temples like this all around Pushkar that are a bit dilapidated. I mean, if they were fixed and done up a little bit, it would be beautiful. And what you find here is a bit of a fusion, isn't it, love?
Yeah, well, the one that we are sitting right in front is that it's called the Rangji Temple, Old Rangji Temple, and the architecture is mixed with Rajasthani style and South Indian style, while it's been a Vaishnava, the Vishnu Temple, so which is very interesting. So the fusion of two different cultural architecture makes really beautiful temple.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, one thing you'll find here in Pushkar, I don't know what's going on, but a lot of the temple staff at a lot of temples are very impatient and aggressive, so be careful of that. You might be walking around and they just start yelling at you for no reason. And I had to have a word with one guy then talking about Shanti, you know, like, take it easy, it's a sacred place, let's calm down a little. And so I don't know, maybe there's a certain energy out here in the desert. It's definitely not South India, that's for sure, but you might encounter that when you come here. There's some temples there's a little bit of anxiety around the temple, I don't know. But anyway, I was speaking to the gentleman here, and apparently foreigners can't go inside this temple. So we could go around like where we are now, but you can't go inside. So remember, when you come to Pushkar, Rajasthan, not all of the attitude in these sorts of places is a reflection of India in its entirety. So you need to get around a little bit. Now, it's not a negative thing to say about Rajasthan or Pushkar, but it seems as though there's a tad bit of anxiety in places like this. So we are about 5 clicks out of town, something like that. And there's a bit of a treacherous road out here, but we are walking up to Augustas Cave. So we want to show you guys a little bit around the town. There's so much to see on the outskirts of Pushkar, and most people, unfortunately, only stay in the town around the lake. So we want to show you this beautiful cave if we can find it. So, and like I said, like I just slipped over then, it's a treacherous little track, but we'll get there. So guys, we just got out of Augustas Cave. It's quite peaceful, but the caretaker there is not as friendly when you come up. He's got an attitude or a problem about something, and who knows what. He's fake meditating in there.
Yeah, we had an Indian family coming in and out, and they're obviously gone now. And he assumed that we were the one that making noise and going in and out. I don't know what his problem was, and when we had a chat with him, then he backpedals and as if he's a holy person. Or it's quite interesting experience here in Rajasthan.
Yeah, tell you guys, if you want an experience of India, this is just our opinion. Don't come to Rajasthan first. We've been coming to India for almost 20 years, so we can have this opinion because we've seen a lot of other states, like some of the best states are Bihar, Tamil Nadu, these type of states, West Bengal. But here, for some reason, man, I don't know what it is, but there's an attitude and, I don't know, like a depreciation of the sacred. That's my experience so far in Pushkar. I haven't been everywhere in Rajasthan, but it's strange, isn't it, love?
Yeah, I mean, the nature is beautiful, and obviously there is a reason why it's called the holy city throughout the history. But for some reason, I don't know, because of the tourism coming into the state or because of the harsh climate, but Brahmins, so-called holy people, act as if like they want something from people and they want to fight people for some reason. And it's not just our experience. Like we had a look at some forums talking about the Pushkar, and they had a large amount of money being taken off their pocket, and the local people have been very rude to them. So who knows what their problem really are.
Yeah, for a beautiful town, what Pushkar is, it can be ruined by the attitude of some people here. So like I said, and like we would recommend, if you're going to come to India first off the bat, don't come to Rajasthan. Go to Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, these type of places, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Gujarat, but don't come to Rajasthan first. Work your way up to this. Otherwise, you'll probably think that the way that locals act here is a reflection of India in general, and it is not. And that's not to say every Rajasthani is like that, but as Guy was mentioning, particularly around the holy sites, there is a lot of very poor behavior which actually diminishes the sacred in this area. So at the end of the day, we are at Pushkar Lake, the famous Pushkar Lake, and every afternoon we usually circumambulate the lake, and all along the lake are these ghats. Right now we're at Vishnu Ghat, and much like Varanasi, you have all the ghats along the Ganga. Here you have all the ghats around the lake, and it's a beautiful time of the day, particularly at sunset, to come here and enjoy a tea or just walk around the lake and be in peace. And we've searched basically everywhere in Pushkar, and we've been here for 1 week. But how many days do you really think you could stay here for, love?
I think 3 to 5 days will be plenty in Pushkar.
Yeah, you see so much in 3 to 5 days. We've actually been here more than we should have. We're kind of just killing time here the last few days. And as we said throughout the video, there are some parts of the spiritual tourist sector that you might find a bit strange and different to other places in India. Most other places in India, obviously, you're not going to get stitched up and ripped off. Here, there's always seems to be a graft going on, but 99% of people are solid blue collar people, and people that Guyang and I resonate with, because we are blue collar as well. And so all in all, what do you think about Pushkar, love?
It's a beautiful place. There's a really cool desert energy, and mixed with this Pushkar culture, so which is beautiful.
Yeah, and that's right. And it fluctuates a lot here, doesn't it? The temperature.
Yes, at night it gets really cold, and during the day it just gets pretty hot. So
Yeah, so it can be really dry out here. So if you're not used to desert weather, you are gonna dry out like a piece of jerky. So you want to be prepared for that. And both Guy and I have had like a little bit of congestion and a little bit of phlegm because of the weather here, haven't we?
yes.
All right, guys, so we hope you enjoyed. We hope you enjoyed the trip around Pushkar. There's still more to see around here, but we basically covered the main spots that you'd want to see. And so we hope you all enjoyed. We recommend Pushkar. You got to take it easy when you come to Rajasthan, man. I'm telling you, it's not sometimes as chill as a lot of states in India, so you've got to really take it easy and be careful with this place, or you can get led up the garden path. So we hope you're all safe and sound, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
मोटा पकड़ ताला